All right, welcome back YouTube to this week's painting update. As you know, it's been a couple weeks, but I kind of said that in the last video that I'm going to a couple week cadence for the videos. Unfortunately, I did not get done with everything I wanted to. I was about 9 figures short. I wanted to have this unit completed, and I only did 2/3 of it. So little hit there. It hasn't been because I haven't been wanting to paint. I've been wanting to paint. It's just it's been hard finding time. I can never. It seems like every time I think I'm gonna have 3 hours, I only get 1 hour. So it's just dragging on. Unfortunately, not a whole lot I can do about it. I wanted to do an army showcase tomorrow, but I don't. I'm still 2 units short before I can do that, and I could get away with doing it without one of the units, but I don't want to do it not having 2 of the units. So we're just gonna hold tight on the army showcase, unfortunately. But I did get done with another unit of, or 2/3 of a unit of Kardaka. These guys are more of the pores. They're mostly unarmored, but they will have a mix of armored people in there as well, just because I ran out of unarmored spearmen. I was like 6 short for the unit, and so I had extra armored spearmen. So we had so there'll be some with padded and linen cuirasses, none with metal besides the command. So you know, I think it's okay with the variation of the unit. These are the pores. I kind of didn't do a lot of patterns on them. Some of them have patterns, some of them don't. I use more muted colors, not as bright colors on them. Funny note is on the whites, I messed up the whites. So some of them have white pants, one of them has a white shirt, and then they have the white hats. I used pale blue, I believe, or gray blue, or pale gray blue, something like that, from Vallejo as the base coat. It's an off-white, and then I washed it, and I did a highlight with white gray from AK, and it was just way too stark of a contrast. So I ended up having to go back and make a glaze, like a white wash or a glaze, to tone it down. It doesn't look the best, but it looks better than what it did, instead of me having to repaint it completely. So we did do that. It's kind of whatever. I'm not. Yeah, in hindsight, I probably should have, you know, mixed a little bit of gray in with my highlight so it wasn't such a stark contrast. But you know, every once in a while you make mistakes. You know, even if you're experienced. But yeah, these are some of the guys. I'm working on the shield transfers right now. The shields are actually mostly ready to go. I just need to get the transfers. I just need to get the transfers wet and smoothed out, and then the shields are actually mostly painted. I just need to get them glued to the figures as well. So most of them do have spears. Some of them have hand weapons. This is the commander. Gave him the blue there. This is the standard bearer. As you can see there, I'm about ready to wet the transfer as we speak. I think the musician turned out my favorite, to be honest. He has the padded armor. Quite like the way he turned out. So and then yeah, just a bunch of generic spearmen, nothing crazy. So that's what I painted this last week. The week before that, I actually painted a chariot, which I will show here in a second. All right, so this is the chariot. I'll pick it up here and get it a little bit closer. This took a full week. Now, you know, I do have a casualty figure on there. He's a dead Greek. But yeah, I actually am really digging the way this chariot turned out. Now, this is one of the polemark chariots. They have 2. I bought 2, an A and a B. I did this one in the blue with the white horses and the iron armor. I really like how this chariot turned out. Really liked how this chariot turned out. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna add like an Aspis shield there. We got the dead Greek and/or Macedonian. He could kind of be both, because he's in, you know, he just has the Boeotian helmet, so he can really be anybody. But yeah, he kind of, and I did the blood effect. See if you guys can. I did the blood effect on some of the metal bit, the pointy bits there of the side chariot, but I'm really stoked. I think I like this one even better than the first one I did, and I was pretty happy with the first one. But yeah, so that's the second chariot. So I'm done with chariots now. Just need to finish basing it. So that's 3 chariots in total, 1 command chariot and 2 side chariots, which is what I had planned for the force. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then we just got the 1 more unit of infantry to complete, and then that'll be that for the army. We are going to do the primer on April's Fool's Days for the hit the tripod there, for the Battle of Thermopylae, because we can do that now. We're just about done with the terrain. I've had the miniatures painted for a while, so we can do the Battle of Thermopylae, which will be really cool. And then on a new front, I know a lot of you guys, and if you haven't subscribed to Triarius Wargaming, I would really suggest you do, because his channel is pretty similar to mine. We both focus on ancient medievals, and then we like to dabble into World War II. But our painting interests are extremely similar. But he mentioned in one of his videos that he wants to go to Historicon and put on a big game battle, 1,000+ miniature game of using Hell Caesar for the late Roman period. And I ended up getting with him, and I messaged him on Discord, and I was like, hey, I'm in. Like, I can paint 500 miniatures at least, let's do it. And he's already we've been planning it out. He's done the majority of the planning work, but the plan's really solid using Hell Caesar. I'm really liking how it's coming together, because it's a year out, so we wouldn't do it for 2023 but 2024. So that gives us enough time to paint and plan, which is great. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So actually, we're going to shift gears a little bit, and I'm still going to paint the Thracians, because I have about 100 Thracians that I'm going to paint. And I am going to go through the Thracians, but we're going to go into the late Roman period. So, because I've never done a convention before, and I really want to put on a convention big battle. And this is my opportunity. Triarius already has a decent number of Germanic war bands and some late Roman period stuff painted up. And with the 2 of us painting together, we're just going to go through it and hopefully put on a really impressive display there at Historicon. Unfortunately, in the U.S., we just don't have the same opportunity to put on massive convention games like you guys in the UK might. And it's a lot harder because I live on the other end of the country. So, I have to fly out there with miniatures, which will be its own, logistical hurdle to overcome. But I'm sure we'll get through it. I already have a plan. I do want to bring 500 miniatures at the least out, if not more. And I'm really, really excited. You guys know I love the Roman period, and I've wanted to get into the late Roman period. And Germanic war bands can be used for 500 years of history. You can use them for anything. So, I think we've settled on the Battle of Strasbourg, which is absolutely awesome, because I am a big Julian, Emperor Julian, aka Julian the Apostate, fan. I don't like calling him that, because, the early Christian church is pretty ridiculous. But yeah, really, really, really excited to do this. So, literally in 2 days, I'm placing a pretty sizable order from both Vitrix and Foundry for some late Roman stuff. So, more to follow on that. But yeah, that's this week's painting update. I'm pretty sure the next painting update will be the last one for the Persians before the army showcase. So I'll show off the last unit of infantry, which will be the Polemark Lycians, and then that'll be it, guys. We'll do the army showcase, and at some point in April, we'll probably have April or May. We'll have the Battle of Thermopylae. So keep on painting, guys, and until then, I actually said that backwards. I said until then, until I see you guys again, keep on painting, but on a little bit of a time crunch, forgive me. So anyways, bye.